these can be purchased from any of our Think retail stores in most of SM malls. At the same time, these are widely available on our value-added resellers. Now, the L390 will be coming in by end of the month. The M14 as well will be coming in by end of the month of July. So those are available right now for our customers to feast on new products of Lenovo ThinkPads. Nationwide, pwede. But of course, it has to take time for us to export to the other upcountry cities. Yes, sir. Morning.
How do you plan to market your products amidst the competition?
Okay, so the good thing about ThinkPad, we have always been in the position of the enterprise level positioning. Especially like I've mentioned, TNX are positioned onto the enterprise. But we're also catering more onto the SMB customers. So because SMB customers cannot afford prices like 70,000 notebooks, so that's the reason why we put in the E-Series and the L390 to the SMB portfolio. So it cuts across between SMB and enterprise, and how we position it is right now in the market, I can say that we are one of the very first among our commercial PC competitors that are already implementing SSD solution on the full portfolio of our notebooks. Because what I've noticed, most of the competing brands are still using regular hard drives. And right now, to position further for performance, we have incorporated, like I've said, on the L390, the Teton Glacier, which is with the Intel Optane onto this notebook, because these are catering more for power users and demanding for more power hungry and multitasking activities.
What made you decide to no longer produce 12.5-inch ThinkPads?
That's a good question. In the past, ito kasi ang trending in the past. Like probably, if you take a look, you step back 4 or 5 years ago, the market demand has always been only two form factors. They want a 14 inches because it's a standard, and they want something that is lighter, which is 12.5. 4 years ago, the limitation of the bezel screens is up to only 12.5. We cannot create yet 13 inches. In the past, when you have a 13 inches solution, a notebook, it becomes already expensive. So right now, what happens is, like I've said, on the X390, even if it's a 13-inch solution, what happened is, we're still able to increase the screen landscape by almost putting a borderless solution. So the demand of 13 inches on a small form factor is increasing by every year for our customers. In fact, in the Lenovo line, this is already the second 13 inches in the ThinkPad line. And then eventually we'll be coming out with one more 13-inch solution for entry-level customers. So dumadami na. So right now, the trending is going into 13.3 inches because we're able to fit in that bezel, that screen size, that LCD on almost frameless or borderless solution.
Good morning. This is Randy from jamesdeacon.ph, motoring website. Knowing the specs of the ThinkPad, is this any good for image or video processing? And my second question would be, is there a Chrome OS equivalent of the lineup?
Okay, that's a good question. I'll answer first your first question. Is it good for graphics and audio video content? Actually, the T490 is a powerhouse on the T-Series. It is using an NVIDIA MX250 graphics card. So for users on not really that extensive like AutoCAD, not extensive AutoCAD usage. They can use it for graphics design like Adobe products and yeah, most more or less Adobe product. But if our customers really rely on high-intensive graphics, we have a P1, workstation P1 running on i9 processors and running on NVIDIA Quadro 40 GB. This is really built for professional graphics design, 3D graphics. But for video content, P490 is more than enough to be capable to run these types of applications. Second thing, Lenovo has Chrome OS, and this is prominent onto the Lenovo S340. Not the ThinkPad line, but it's the Lenovo S340 running on Intel Celeron processors. The latest Intel Celeron processors with 64 GB eEMC storage and also 4 GB or 8 GB of memory. Those price points are between 15,000 to 20,000. So that Chrome OS is that market is catering towards more or less education market, and mostly what we've seen in the industry is there's a growing demand from the BPO companies using Chrome OS.
Morning, Francis.
Good morning.
Graphic Tech Control. Do you think there is really a demand for mobile monitors in the Philippines?
That's a good insight right now because, like I said, the reason why we are launching the ThinkVision M40 mobile monitor because eventually what we've seen is customers are going out of the business environment. They're doing huddles, they're doing virtual meetings outside. And the demand for mobile monitors is increasing because it's the same demand that inside the office environment, lumalaki ang demand ng mga secondary monitors. However, when you go outside, you cannot carry with you your secondary monitor. So, in the market, there's a possibility that our customers are always multitaskers will eventually demand for a mobile monitor. In fact, Anna and I, sa company, I have a monitor before. A Lenovo mobile monitor. We don't have a name for it. It's a Lenovo mobile monitor. It's powered by USB, but it's already outdated. Wala na yun. Now, right now, the good thing about our mobile monitor, the M40, is powered only by one USB Type-C and slow power consumption. So it doesn't draw a lot of power coming from the notebook. And eventually, we will be seeing an increase in demand for the mobile monitor instead of customers bringing with them a projector when they do presentations outside of the business environment.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
From Megabytes po. Sir, I noticed it's a pleasure niyo po, no? For the E-Series, we included a 1-year carry-in warranty. Pero yung price niya nasa mid-range na. Then you have the X, the T, and the L with 3 years. So ano yung reason bakit yung E-Series is 1 year na?
Okay, so that's the same according to Sir Rix kanina. There are two sets of customers that we're catering to. Enterprise customers. When we cater to enterprise customers, gusto nila 3 years on-site warranty. So they don't want to bring it back to the store. With the E-Series, because it's mainstream or entry level for the ThinkPad line, we put it as a 1-year carry-in because we're opening this market for customers or first-time users of ThinkPad. And eventually, if they want to upgrade the warranty to 3 years, they have a flexibility later on to upgrade to 3 years on-site or 3 years premier support. So that's the flexibility of having an entry level para they get to experience a ThinkPad and at the same time, mamaya ako na probably later on ako maka-afford ng warranty upgrade. Kasi yung budget ko right now for an SMB customer, hanggang dito pa lang ako sa device itself. Then later on, if I already have the company grows and then I have extra budget for warranty upgrade, I'll just pay for another 3,500 pesos extra, then I get already a 3 years on-site warranty upgrade.